Okay, alright. अभी आधे से ठीक है, फिर ठीक है, चलो फिर हम और मार्च में क्लास है हमारा टीचर ट्रेनिंग बुकिंग है 500। ओम शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतं वंदे भगवन्तो पुनः पुनः ईश्वर गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद् व्याप्त देहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम अनेक जन्म संप्राप्त जन्म कर्म विदाहिनः आत्मज्ञान प्रदानेन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम गणपतये नमः। ओम ऐं सरस्वतये नमः। ओम क्लीं कालिकाय नमः। ओम क्लीं भद्रकाल्ये नमः। ओम गं दुर्गाय नमः। ओम ह्रीं नमः शिवाय। हरिः ओम। So today with these prayers we are going to study Saivism and Saiva Sadhana, right? Shiva Sutra and Saiva Sadhana. So mainly we are speaking on the Saiva Sadhana. Like it to the Vedic sadhanas, Saiva Sadhana, Sakti Sadhana, many kind of sadhanas. Like Kriya Yoga Sadhana, Hatha Yoga Sadhana, Raja Yoga Sadhana, Mantra Sadhana, Karma Yoga Sadhana, many kind of sadhanas. But today, specifically, we are going to Saiva Sadhana. And it must be clear also, Lord Shiva is the guru of all kind of sadhanas. Whatever available today in the name of yoga, in the name of tantra, in the name of Veda, in the name of Vedanta, whatever the sadhana is available today to us, Lord Shiva is the guru of all kind of spiritual science. But it was the categorical Vedic science, tantric science, Shakti sadhana. Whatever the yoga available today, you understand me? It is for the different skills of the people, for the different sadhakas. According to their consciousness, so people do sadhana. Some people do only asana practice, good. Somebody do Raja Yoga practice, good. Somebody do only pranayama practice, good. Somebody do Kriya Yoga sadhana, good. Somebody do Sri Vidya sadhana, good. Somebody do Shakti sadhana, good. Whatever. So everybody practicing, everybody doing sadhanas according to their skills, according to their qualifications, according to their the consciousness.
Guruji, I let Shiva Puja in.
Okay. You accept it or what? So, whatever the available, so everybody practice. So many kind of consciousness we have, and each and individuals have their own consciousness doing the sadhanas. So Saiva sadhana, I'm not going to sadhana for other schools, but specifically today we are going to speak Shiva Sutra and Saiva sadhana. And it must be clear once again, as per the wisdom of my guru, and and he has been taught to me very specifically, very personally, and inviting also me that. It was the time he invited me to study with him. And at that time, I was in a traditional monastery. And specifically, he said me, you must come. And I remember today. So I understood that 7 days lessons. Lord Shiva is the guru of all kind of spiritual science today, whatever available. Even the Vedic science, all kind of Vedas, all kind of yoga and tantra and Vedanta, and whatever latest science is available today. And which is many people, especially many spiritual seekers, is unknown. They don't know. And I feel very fortunate, very blessed by my own guru. And he invited me to join that course. And I remember today, when he was invited me, I said to him, I'm not coming. For what? Then a guru said that is something very special, but I'm not going to speak that. And you come and see it. And I remember today, he just hold me and cuddle me in front of many people. And I have no choice, because always when I leave my guru place, I always toss his feet. And when I toss his feet, and I say, Guruji, yes, I'm coming. When I toss his feet, then when I try to look his face, until that I say no. I toss his feet, I look his face because it's very tall. And I look his eyes, I say, yes, Guruji, I'll come. And I did not know what for. I have to all the way to come again to Munger. And I met him in the Rikia. So after I met him after 6 months, I said him that time, what shall I bring for you? Samarpan, you just come yourself enough. I remember today, he said, you coming is enough for me. And after finish that course, then he said me, did you waste your time with me? Just asked me one question. After finish the course, I visited him. I received the knowledge about Saivism, especially. And he said me, did you waste your time with me? I have no words, nothing. And I simply remember today, I was smile. Again, I tossed his feet, and he tried to slap off my backside. And without any words, myself, and I just pranam and I left. I remember that time when he said that he did waste your time. I still remember I have so much bliss. My tears coming in my eyes. I remember today when I touched his feet. I remember today. So therefore, what I like to say today, so Lord Shiva is the master of all kind of spiritual science today, whatever available. Doesn't matter whatever the religious people are. So Lord Shiva is the most ancient guru, the master of the science of absolute. That you have to be very clear. Whatever available today. And whatever available to also to many religions as well. But this kind of science, what I'm speaking today to you, is not about to speak satsang. It's not to speak about intellectual lectures to others. It's not something to speak in the university and the colleges. No. You have to speak with your specific, devoted disciples aspirants and who ever trusting in you. That is very important. So I was very blessed in order to join that wisdom was taught by my guru. So that you have to be very clear. So, and the main topic is today's Shiva Sutra, and we have been many Shiva Sutras in the past. And today, and we are going to Sutra number. How many sutras we have been?
Next are 8, 9, 10. 8, 9,
Sorry?
10. 8, 9, 10 on page 41.
Right. So, very beginning we study Sutra number 1. Just a little bit remind. It's a Chaitanya Atma. The second sutra is Jnanam Bandha. Chaitanya Atma. Atma is the pure consciousness. Atma is the pure awareness. Atma is the absolute freedom. And what happens? Jnana Bandha. I'm not going to details about the number of sutras. You can have homework. Those have new into the course of the Shiva Sutra. Jnana Bandha. Then same time, very interesting. Jnanam Bandha. Jnana means wisdom. Jnana means knowledge. But here, Bandha, the bondage, the limited knowledge make you sufferings. Right? So limited knowledge, limited wisdom is make you sufferings as well. The bondage. So therefore, you have to always get the pure wisdom, the pure knowledge, logical wisdom, intellectual wisdom, a limited knowledge. It does not make you to Atmagyan or the Brahmagyan. So therefore, we have to be very clear. We have many kinds of knowledge, especially informative knowledge, sensual knowledge, intellectual knowledge, logical knowledge, scientific knowledge, knowledge of the scriptures, knowledge from the books, knowledge from the digitals, YouTubes, so far. Is all are limited knowledge, make you sufferings, make you miserable, is make you darkness to darkness, Sklavidya. So what I'm trying to speak, Chaitanya Atma. So therefore you have to be very clear why in Shiva Sutra this is a Jnana Bandha. You may have the wisdom, you may have the knowledge, which not make you free. It means this knowledge out of the matters, from the mind, from the logical mind, from the intellect, from the senses, from the scriptures, from the books, whatever. This is not the pure knowledge. This is not absolute knowledge. So this does not give you freedom. So whenever you feel any sufferings, that means you don't have the pure wisdom, not pure knowledge. So therefore, that is the way how you test yourself. If I'm suffering, that means you have no knowledge, not the pure knowledge. Therefore, Chaitanya Atma, Atma is the pure wisdom, the pure knowledge. If that knowledge you have, so there is absence of all sufferings and miseries and freedom. That is the freedom. But what kind of freedom? Not the material freedoms, not the sensual freedoms. So far you carry this physical body. So far you carry the physical body, there is no proper freedoms. For example, very good example. Son, as you say, I am the Atma. You're walking on the road. You say, Atma is free. I know my Atma. But the road have the disciplines as well. Either you walk on the left side or the right side, not the middle of the road. And when you're walking on the middle of the road, what happening? You have the accidents. You are in trouble. So far we carry the physical body. We must obey the rule and regulations and disciplines of the law of nature. If you don't listen to the law of nature, you are in trouble. Your Atma may be free, but your body not free from the samsara, from the law of nature. So that is why you make proper understandings, and that would do biggest mistakes in your life. Right? The two things here. That word I have been 2 days before speaking about this Sri Vidya. That I have been speaking 2 days before. What I speak? In Tantra they say Shiva and Shakti. In Sankhya they say Purusha and Prakriti. In Vedanta they say Brahma and Maya. Same thing. But depends what kind of words is suitable for you to accept. What kind of schools you are going to join in order to receive the absolute knowledge, the absolute freedom. Am I clear that? So therefore, each and individual choose for the final liberations according to their own state of the consciousness. So each and individual have their own state of the consciousness in order to accept. Because each and individual, they have their own skills. Similarly, Saivism, when you follow, you need to have state of the consciousness and accept and practice and follow as well. So therefore, Jnana Bandha, most of the time you're reading the books and you say, I know everything, but you are the more miserable people in the world. The more you are intellectual, the more obstacles comes in your life. That called Jnana Bandha. You think you have the knowledge. You think you have the wisdom. But that wisdom is the biggest obstacle for your own freedoms. Of your own attainment of the Brahma Jnana or the Atma Jnana. So therefore they say that Jnana Bandha, the second sutra. Am I clear that? Not clear?
Did you say the knowledge leads to bondage?
Yes.
Why?
Say Jnana Bandha. So here say Ajnana or the ignorance of one's real nature, which is a kind of a strong or limited knowledge, is the cause of bondage. So here this Jnanam, according to Sutra number 2, Siva Sutra, Jnana means here limited. Bandha means bondage. Jnana translated into knowledge. Prajna translated into wisdom. That is in Sanskrit. Prajna and Jnana. Prajna translated into wisdom. That's called Bodha Jnana. But knowledge is called Jnana. Right? So Jnana. Most of this, like you study Jnana Yoga, right? Jnana Yoga means yoga for knowledge. Jnana Yoga means Vedanta. Anyone study Vedanta, anyone study Advaita, what at the end of the Jnana Yoga say, that is not enough. Neti. When you study all kind of Advaita Vedanta. So we call it Jnana Yoga. We never say prajna is the Sanskrit words. Is unknown to you. Jnana Yoga, the Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, we study from the, it is the intellectual information. Until unless, as per the ancient science of Vedic study, many people also teaching Vedanta. Even today, you can study college, universities, lectures, professors, many people. But they don't have proper skills to teach you. And you don't have proper skills to also listen to real masters. So, as per your skills, as per your consciousness, you reach such kind of masters, such kind of teachers. It doesn't help you to walk on the path of Brahmagyan. So therefore, in ancient time, people study Advaita Vedanta with the particular gurus, particular skills of the gurus. So again, each and individual choose their masters, their gurus, their teachers to study the Advaita Vedanta. So therefore, it depends the person who teaching you, what kind of prana, what kind of skills, what kind of consciousness that imparted you. Right? So therefore, very few can teach the Advaita Vedanta, and very few really can listen the Advaita Vedanta, very few. Like today, around the world, people study yoga, right? But how many people enter into samadhi? That the question mark comes. Many people study Vedanta, but how many people really walking into the Brahmagyan, Atmagyan? How many? Like yesterday, I asked the question to Atman: are you ready for the Atmagyana? Are you ready to be free? Sunday's answer comes no. That means whatever we study now, we study intellectuals. So therefore, we have to ask ourselves, is it I'm ready for the Brahmagyan, for the Atmagyan? Is it I'm ready really to study yoga? This kind of questions we have to ask ourselves. But as I said sometime before, a master knows the disciple, but disciple never know the master unless a disciple enter and walking into inner journings. The more you walk inner joining, the more you accept the masters. The more you are walking outwardly, you more reject the masters. So that is very important. It's more easier the disciples to reject the master, but master never reject the disciples because master know the truth. It's very simple. Like a child reject the mother, but a mother never reject the child. Not possible. So therefore, Jnana Bandha is very important to understand. Sutra number 2. Whatever knowledge you have, either in experiential level, either sensual level, either the intellectual levels, either the scientific levels, you must check yourself. When you have the problems, when you have the difficulties, you have to check what kind of knowledge you have. Is the right knowledge? Wrong knowledge always leads to sufferings. Right knowledge always leads to the freedom. And that is called Chaitanam Atma. Chaitanam Atma. So Atma is the pure consciousness, the pure wisdom. And if you have that wisdom, so your searching is over. You don't need any more master, no more gurus. And whoever master guide you, you never reject them as well. because your research is over. Because you know the truth. And there is nothing to search anymore. There is nothing to study anymore because it's completed. And because you know the truth. So this Chaitanya Mahatma, but sometimes we have to speak. The sutra number comes Chaitanya Mahatma. In Shiva Sutra, they never say Chaitanam Shiva. The first sutra, they could say that in Shaivism. Chaitanam Shiva is the consciousness. Shiva is the pure wisdom. Shiva is the freedom. But in Shiva Sutra, they say Chaitanya Atma. Why they speak about Atma here? That is very interesting. Leave the question mark to you. So let you think about it. Those people today in this platform, so please check it. Please check it. Chaitanya Atma. Then now we are going to sutra number 9 or 10?
8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10 is a group of 3.
Jnanam Jagrata Swapna Vikalpaha Aviveko Maya Susuptam. So 3 sutras, 8, 9, and 10. Jnanam Jagrata. Jnana means again the knowledge. But here, when I say Jnanam Jagrata, what does that mean? Becoming conscious, becoming aware, right? This is interest 8, 9, 10, the sutra. Jnanam Jagrata, the working state of the consciousness. All knowledge obtained by direct contact with the external world is included in the category of the working state of the consciousness. He is in contact with the objective world around him on any plane. I think Atmananda we speak yesterday, the sutra number 7, right? Jagrata Swapna Susupti Vede Turiyabhoga Sambhavaha. That need to remind to everyone, because sometimes when you attend only one class, very difficult, to understand properly what I'm speaking. This is like a Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So when you study Shiva Sutra, when I'm speaking about now 8, 9, 10, you must have a little bit to know about until Sutra number 7. It's like a series of very difficult to understand. Am I clear, Atmanand?
Yes, Sutra 7 was about the 3 states of consciousness, including Turiya, the 4th state, and was described in Sutra 7. We discussed this last time. And today it continues with 8, 9, 10. Based on the Turiya Jagrat Swapnusapede Turiya Bhoga Sambhava.
I think if people need to leave the homework and study a little bit Sanskrit in future, right? It's going to help you.
Yes.
Hopefully, you need to little bit more Shiva sadhana and Sri Vidya sadhanas. So let's get more blessings with Parasakti, chanting some mantras. In future, I'll recommend you specific selection of the mantras, which is combined mantra, the Shiva and Shakti, both together mantras.
Yes.
In Lalita Sahasranam, I'll select, there is 1/3 sutras. But I'll select it for you. What I have been receiving knowledge from the masters, from the acharyas. And which is also the secrets. It's the secrets. But today we are going to study again Jnanam, Jagrata, Shapna, Aviveko, Maya Susuptam. It's very interesting how Sutra explain Jnanam Jagrata. Jnana is the wisdom, the knowledge. Jagra is the working state of the consciousness. Swapna is the vikalpa imagination. Abhiveko Maya Susuptam. This is the deep sleep. It's called Aviveko. Very interesting science, very interesting Sanskrit word, how they use. This Aviveko means no common sense, no heart, no heart there. No Viveka, Aviveka, absence of Viveka is called Susuptam. Very interesting, the word of Sanskrit. According to Shiva Sutras. In deep sleep, they say that in deep sleep, this is called Aviveka. This word is not available in yoga or in other science of Vedanta. But in Shiva Sutra, they say Aviveka, no Viveka. When you are going to deep sleep, is no viveka, no common sense you have. Means you are in avidya, ignorance. You are in suffering. So the more hours you deep sleep, that much hour you are suffering because no viveka. As per the Saivism. As per the Saivism. Therefore they say, that is very interesting. What are the 4 stages? They say there is a declares the Saiva philosophy, the Saiva Darshan. It is a 4th state, Turiya, of the consciousness which is not involved in all 3 states. Again, according to Vedantic perspectives, the Turiyatit is called transcendental consciousness. And it's nothing to do with the waking and dreaming and deep sleep states. But as per the Saiva philosophy, Saiva Darshan, Saivaism, the 4th state of Turiya or the Turiya of the consciousness which is not involved in all the 3 states, not involved at all. So please note this. The Turiyati is a state of the consciousness, but not involved. But same time, they say which stands as witnessing consciousness to all the 3. Very interesting. The 4 stages of the consciousness, not involved in the 3 states of the consciousness, but the witness of the 3 states of the consciousness. And that is the wisdom. And that wisdom, that consciousness leads to all the way to Atma Jnana, Chaitanya Atma. The main aim of the Shiva Sutra to experience, to attain, to enlightenment, Chaitanya Atma. That you must be clear. When you study Patanjali Yoga Sutras, what do you study? Yoga Anusasanam. They never say yoga is a samadhi. They never say yoga is the Atma. They never say yoga is Brahman. They never say yoga is freedom. What they said? Yoga Anusasanam. Very interesting. After that, many things comes. So you have to, like Brahma Sutra, you study. Some time before I said yesterday, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. What is the aim of the Brahma Sutras? One has to have the special skills and consciousness to think about Brahman. Right? the absolute consciousness of freedom. But when you are going to study yoga, what do you think? I want to study Sirsasana, right? I want to study Kriya Pranayama. I want to study Kriya Yoga. I want to study Sri Vidya. I want to study Mantra Yoga, Tantra Yoga, Chakra Yoga, right? You ask many things to your masters or teachers. But you must be clear. You need to have special skills to understand the absolute consciousness. How many people today desire for the Brahma Jnana? Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Everyone want to be free. But how many people desire and wishes and inquire to get the Brahma Jnana? You find 99.9% no one wishes it. Even they have no ideas what is absolute freedom. So very rare can study the science of absolute, the science of Brahma Jnana. That is very interesting science. And Athato Brahma Jigyasa. You need to have special consciousness, or at least to inquire about it. Forget the attainments. And that is the highest knowledge in Advaita Vedanta. And yesterday I have been speaking about a little bit about Athato Brahma Jigyasa. So what is yoga? Yoga means once we are disciplined, so naturally we can attainment the wisdom of yoga. Same time, the Siva Sutra, the aim of Siva Sutra is to attainment of the Atma Jnana, the pure consciousness. Therefore, this is called Chaitanam Atma. There's many definitions, but you have to always go to root meanings. It was the time I never speak like this. But it depends. When I came to Rishikesh, I was searching where the caves in the Himalayas. I remember today, where are the caves of the Himalayas? I need to meditate in the cave of the Himalayas, get up, and that was my main aim before I left the home. I was heard the stories. In the Himalayas, there the cave, and you simply go to cave. Yoga means to meditate and get the Atma Jnana, nothing else. That was my dream before I left the home. I simply go to Himalaya, stay in the cave, like yogi meditating, close your eyes, and you get the Brahma Jnana, Atma Jnana, become free. That I remember. But it was nothing like that. But of course, after that, I went to some caves to meditate. We have actually our own expectations. We have a lot of expectations, a lot of wantings and wishes. Then after that, I forgot the cave of the Himalayas. After 3 months, 4 months, I forgot. Then where I went to Bihar School of Yoga. I want to study yoga. But when I went there, Bihar School of Yoga, then what I have to do? Chopping the vegetables, cleaning the toilets, chopping the grasses. We are 15 days only chopping grass morning to evening, nothing else. Not even one single yoga class. Early morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock, already you are in the garden chopping the grasses. Some weeks, only cleaning the toilets every day. No yoga class even one day. I remember today. So what I mean? So what I mean to you, when walking into the spiritual path, not very easy. But of course, I was determined to walk in the path of Brahma Jnana, Atma Jnana, even today. Whatever comes way. And you have to go through this. But that time I realized, that time I did not realize I need Guru. When I left the home, I did not know that. I go to Himalaya and go to the cave and to meditate, became Atma Jnana, became Brahma Jnana. But how to get the Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana? And when I came to Rishikesh, I understood I need guru. I need master. It's not possible without a master and guru to sitting in the cave of the Himalayas and to become Atmigyan and Brahmagyan. It is not possible. So when I came to Rishikesh and doing the course, I was aware, very much aware, I need the guru. Many smart people in the world, they don't need guru, they don't need masters. That is fine. But, and when I came to Rishikesh, I need the guru, I need the master. And that was my research. There are many gurus, many masters. They showing also many kind of temptations, how they motivate to their students and disciples and seekers. They showing in miracles, hypnotized, mesmer, many things they do. But I understand I need the pure consciousness guru who are really walking the path of Brahmagyan, Atmagyan. That was my main object. Like the Shiva Sutra. So Shiva Sutra, when you study, at least you are aware, you are not going to study nothing, but accept the knowledge of Atma. So that to be clear. Sutra number 1. So Lord Shiva, teaching what? Atmagyan. Once again, I try to repeat. So Lord Shiva is the master of the all kind of spiritual science. Today, whatever available in this planet, even whatever available to the all religions. But of course, many religions not going to accept Lord Shiva is the master of all kind of spiritual science. That's sure. And I'm pretty sure. Because these are the religious is the part of faith, part of concepts, faith and concepts, nothing else. But we must, like we live in the society in a different colors, different color, different race. We are from different countries. We have to live as human beings. So therefore, we respect each other to just survive. Religious science only for survive, hand to mouth. And we need to respect each other. Whatever available in the scriptures. But Sanatana Dharma, the Vedic science, the Saivism, we call Saivism, is something different than the all dharmas, all religions today. But at the same time, we must respect the science of our religions. Because it is part and parcel for to survive in our social and material life. And we need to survive also. And that much, and that is Gurudev Swami Sivam says so. We must respect all religions. And it must be clear, all religion is nothing but is a concept, is a belief. It is a part of system. But Sanatana Dharma, the service is not something to believe. It is. It's nothing to believe. So therefore, and we have to think about now, so let to complete. Jnanam Jagrata, Swapna Vikalpaha, Aviveko Maya Susuptam. And at the same time, they say, Susupti is the Maya, the illusion, but absence of Viveka. So you must be clear, in a deep sleep, we do lot of mistakes. I don't know what put the words. Avivek, that means we are in avidya. So therefore, being a spiritual seeker, being a student of yoga, so what do you have to do? So develop the consciousness, meditate such a way so we can go beyond Jagrata, Swapna and Susupti. then you can attain the Turiya three states, the four stages of consciousness with the witness of the three states of the consciousness. Jnanam, Sapna, and Aviveka. Am I clear that? Very important. And this is a hard work. It is a hard work. When I say that Aviveka, the sound seems so much negative to me. But I can say this is the sutras. It's a Sanskrit, not a commentary. So you have to understand how much hours you are in deep sleep, that much hours you have no viveka, you have no common sense. That means that much hours you are in avidya, asmita, raga, vesa, avinivesa, you are in klesa, you are in miserable. Right? So please read carefully Sutra number 10, Siva Sutra. Aviveko Maya Susuptam. Why I'm repeating again and again today? Am I clear that why I'm repeating you? Because Susupta is the states, is not the freedom. According to the Saiva Darshan. So therefore, this is the word of Aviveka has been used here in the sense of non-discriminate. No discriminations. Discrimination means viveka. Lack of awareness. Again, I try to clarify. Absence of viveka means lack of awareness, lack of consciousness. Maya Susuptam. The word Maya has been used here in the sense of a Mohamayam, of the form of delusion. So the sutra means lack of awareness on any plane in the profound sleep of delusions. So please meditate on the sutras. When you deep sleep or before you sleep, every day make sankalpa. I need to make aware of myself in the deep sleep, in susupta. So please make a sankalpa in your yoga nidra. We say sometimes, you have no common sense, you have no viveka, you study viveka chudamani, right? Awakening of the viveka, awakening of the common sense. Then now today you have to remember, I have no viveka, like animal, no viveka. So when you are deep sleep, if absence of viveka means absence of consciousness means you are no more higher than animals. You are exactly the equivalent to like a animal. So you can declare yourself even as a human being. You are the superior. No, no way. Even you can say yourself as a yogi, or a master, a guru, or Atmajnani, or a Brahmajnani. Or you study, oh, I'm a Jnana yogi, I'm a Tantric yogi, I'm a Kriya yogi, right? Sometimes people put designations. Or I'm a Avaduta, I'm a Swami. No, you are animal symbol. If you are not aware in the deep sleep, absence of viveka, that means lack of awareness. So check that. Please check that. Some days before, just yesterday before, I was so surprised myself. After a long time, I have some dream about Amma. And I was sitting in the special stage. See all the way coming by walking to me and try to holding my hands and speaking something. I was so surprised. Maybe it happens unconsciously because last weeks I was calling to someone, the chief secretary of the Amma. So I want to come to South India, Kerala to visit Amma, special darshan. Because normally they don't visit for common people. I don't know. There are some restrictions. So I have the special arrangement to visit Amma. So I speak with the general secretary there, the special right hand of the Amma. So let me to work out for you. And just yesterday before, I have the dream. I was holding my hands, coming all the way from the stage and speaking with him certain things. I was so surprised. So what I mean here, sometimes we have a lot of programs in the mind. So therefore, you can make some programs in your mind, in your yoga nidra, in conscious level, so that it can help you in order to attain the knowledge of Jagrata, Swapna, and Susupti, so that you can attain the stage of Turyatit. So as per the Saivism, the Turyatit is a stage of the consciousness, a state of the consciousness known as transcendental consciousness, which is the witness of the three stages of the consciousness, Jagrata, Swapna, and Susupti, but not involved. Am I clear that? And that stage of the consciousness is help you in order to attain the Atma Jnana, but at the same time, you're surviving, managing your material life of the samsara. So you can live peaceful and harmony with love in your material lives. Material life of the samsara. And as well, you can experience that freedom, the consciousness, Atman. Right? And that word we have been also speaking long time, but sometimes you need to have bodha, need to constant thinkings, constant meditation, constant inquiries, but not the constant desires. Jigyasa is called inquiry. How to inquire, right? Analysis, Atma Chintana. We call self-analysis. But Sanskrit words are more easier for me to understand. But sometimes I have to put right words. Not desire for the Brahmagyan, but inquire for the Brahmagyan. Right? Therefore, they say, Athato Brahmajigyasa, Atha Yoganusasanam, Chaitanya Atma. There is no word of the desires. There is no word of Kama. Right? These are the very static introduction to sutras. So this much today, but I would like to little bit speak about Saiva Darshans, little bit. And among the Saiva Darshan, that is one darshan. And you know, Saiva Darshan have many paths. Even I personally doing some sadhana panchagini, all of you know, might you don't know. Like the Panchagini sadhana is one of the darshan of the Saivism as well. One of the paths. That is many acharyas in Saivism. That Aghora Acharya, the Kaulacharyas, and Aghoracharya, Aghara, the Vidyas, is one of the Panchagini as well. But depends how you perform this. This Aghoracharya in tantric conduct that connects one with the gentleness of the spirit. What I do in Panchagini sadhana is one of the path there, and you have to actually perform certain pujas to the Lord Shiva as a form of Aghora. We say, Ghor Aghorevya Ghor Ghorotarebhya Sarvebhya Sarve Sarvebhyo Namo Astu Rudra Rupevya. So this is the one of the school, Lord Shiva. You salute to the Lord Shiva as a form of Aghora, as a form of Rudra. The highest form of Rudra is one form of the Aghora Advitya as well. I may not say Aghori, I say Aghora. It's called Aghoracharya. So, whatever I perform their vidyas, not only sadhakas, as acharyas. Sadhaka is one side, acharyas. In order to connect in such a way, one has to rise above the dualities of the life. In normal life, the force of raga and dvesa, like and dislike, is felt constantly due to the effect of Rajoguna. In Agharacharya, the idea of right and wrong or good and bad dissolves until only an experience remains. In this state, there is a perfect harmony. When a person sitting in the middle of the fire, you will have the Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, and must all things are comes. But you have no chance to fulfill anything by sitting in the middle of fires. You have to maintain harmony there, that moment. And without harmony, you can't sitting for a long time there, not possible. Your mind will throw your body out completely. We say, if you reject your mind reject you. They throw you out completely. So what I have experienced, you have to be complete harmony, the momentum, the time we're spending in the middle of fire. Your body will be not sitting there, not possible. So therefore, you have to go such a state of the consciousness. You have to over master of your mind at that moment. You have to make the friendships with your mind, friend, like a good friend. So similar. So what I mean, the stage of harmony, you have to maintain all the time. So therefore, the people coming around the fire, when they're sitting in the Panchagini, naturally person feel that harmony as well. But of course, they can maintain long time. But generally, people whoever comes around the fire, they may come for 1 minute or 1 second. They feel that harmony. Because the vibration is there, naturally happens. Law of nature is there. And sometimes when people come around fire, most of the time I experience the people that close their eyes. They don't even chanting mantras most of the time. They sit down, they close their eyes for a momentum, they feel so harmony. But of course, everybody have their own expectations. They might not spend long time, but generally I don't allow also long time. So what I mean here, so Aghora Vidya is the highest form of Lord Shiva. So therefore we chant this mantra. Aghorevya ghoro ghoro tarevya sarvebhya sarve sarvebhyo namah astu rudra rupevya. Very interesting. Aghorevya ghoro ghoro tarevya sarvebhya sarve sarvebhyo rudra namaste astu rudra rupevya. This mantra coming from Shukla Yajurveda. Shukla Yajurveda. That also very good mantra. And we do Abhisekam. Abhisekam. And that is when do Shiva Puja, when worship to Shiva rituals. And that is mantra you can be chant. If you have any obstacles, space is Swanigra, 9 planets. If you have any difficulties, might you can bring peace yourself and around you and whoever, and you pray for also others as well, whom you pray for. So Ghor means terrible and is a specific indicating negation. Therefore, the literal meaning of the word Aghora is gently or that which is not terrible. Aghora means to become light, innocent, and gently free from the hundreds and bondage created by the limited thinkings. Because our mind always have limited thinkings. Our mind have the logical mind, intellectual thoughts, any kind of intellectual thoughts. It's called limited knowledge. So therefore, Aghora Vidya is elusive how to transcend the mind into transcendental consciousness. Most of the time, I was experienced, even I was unable to chant, repeat any mantras while I was sitting in the Panchaganis. Not possible. My mala is sometimes falling down naturally. When I jump from doing that, the japa mala automatically falling down. So I was sitting. Not possible. I simply can go to Dhyanam and meditate. That's all. And already I said you, this year, it was the time I could leave this planet. And there witness only 2 people around me. 2 people only. No one there. And I was predicted certain way. And I said to someone also, possible to leave the body. And it was exactly happening. Now there's no chance. So I'll go long way. Or I have to see the visions of Lord Shiva. It's the only grace of Lord Shiva. And already said to my mom very beginning when I was kid, I'm not going to living long life. It's not possible. So let you offer me to the Lord Shiva. And I was pretty sure I could already left this planet. Today I'm not here. So therefore in our family, there is no boy left. The first boy is gone, left the family, means heaven, age of 1 or maybe 6 months or 8 months. The second brother who was 24, he also left this planet. And I was the number 3rd. And I was pretty sure already I could leave this planet. By the grace of Lord Shiva, I'm here today. So therefore, Lord Shiva is a consciousness unknown. We don't know. We don't know. And when you follow the path of Shiva, that means you are follow the path of the unknown consciousness. Unknown consciousness. And once you are following the path of Lord Shiva, you remain safe. Because there is no limited consciousness. Among the 33 million god and goddess, Lord Shiva is the only have the unknown consciousness who can liberate to us. There is no gods can liberate us. So let today we trust completely, not 99.9%. Let absolute surrender to Lord Shiva, to his unknown consciousness. But how to find the Lord Shiva? Sometimes not possible to directly, but we need that karma. But Lord Shiva appears as a form of Guru. So if you trust the Guru, if you trust the masters, then through them you reach the state of the unknown consciousness. So that the Shiva Darshan, what I like to speak today to all of you. But for me, I was not very fortunate to complete surrender to Lord Shiva in this life, so that I don't need Guru. But I need Guru badly. So therefore, I came to Himalayas. I realized very fast I need Guru. And I feel very fortunate another way. So it is the blessings of Lord Shiva. Say Samarpan. That time no Samarpan. Later come. Shiva not to complete surrender. Let's surrender to the Guru and masters. Through them, he can reach me. So I received such a Guru. And they guide me all the way today to know the consciousness of unknown. And it's very difficult as a human being. It's very difficult as a human being to trust to the Guru, to trust to the unknown consciousness, and trust to the Shiva. Because as a human being, we have so many expectations, so many personal agendas, so many emotional passions, so many wantings. So therefore, to trust to Guru, to trust to Lord Shiva, trust to the Shakti is fine. Because Shakti can fulfill many desires to Maya. Parasakti, he can fulfill many desires. You want money, you want honey, you want husband, you want partner, you want this and that. Many things you can get. Even you can get a lot of intellectual knowledge. You can get Shastra Jnana. You can read all the scriptures. You can remember all Vedas, Vedanta, Tantra, all scriptures you can remember. But remember that no liberations like Parasakti. Like Parasakti, huh? Parasakti crying and surrendering to dear Lord Shiva. Oh Lord Shiva, oh Bhaira, please teach me the science of liberation. I have been studying all kind of science. Still, I'm a miserable. Still, I'm suffering. So when you worship Parasakti, we can get many things. Unless we reach the Shiva consciousness, there is no proper liberation. If there is liberation, there is your avidya. Like many masters, they think there are enlightenments. But at the end of the day, they before leave their body, you know the world. And I saw many masters in my life, many gurus their life. Before leave their body or during their lifetimes, they're so miserable. Miserable. Avidya, avidya, avidya. They declare, they will their disciple to declare they're like Atmagyan. And they go through this and they become miserable. The disciples become miserable. So therefore, you have to vary. You have to not careful, you have to be aware and conscious about enlightenments to reach the consciousness of unknown. The unknown. So therefore, I just speak about Saivaism, just give one example of Aghora Vidyas. It is a part of a not only darshan, it is Tantra not is a darshan. Saivaism not is a darshan. Saivaism not a religion. It is a fact of the unknown consciousness. You are walking to the unknown consciousness. And once you know this consciousness, you only know. There is no way to talk to no one. There is no way to talk to no one. So the Aghora state indicates transformation and transmutation of the basic nature of the manas, mind, buddhi, intellect, chitta, and ahankar. When the traits of the human personality have become absolutely gentle, full of love, compassion, and virtue, detached from the sense and sensorial attractions, then one becomes an Aghora, the peaceful one. Anyway, this much today. I try to speak a little bit about this Panchagni and Aghora Vidyas today. And I feel very fortunate, feel very blessed until now. I trust my Guru, I trust this Saiva Darshan. Therefore, I went all the way to the Samadhi place of the Rikhya this year. It was my trip of surrender, Samarpanam, nothing else. Simply surrender. I went to Bihar School of Yoga, the door, simply surrender. I am here, Guru. That's all. You decide. So it was a trip of surrender. I only visit this time only the Shiva place and Sakti place, the most important places as per the Shastras, as per the Gurus, not as per the professions. And same time, again, revise all my true, the Kriya Yogas, original from the Babaji traditions. Many people think they visit the Babaji. You know, people declare multimedias, all kind of things. For me, it's a fake. But anyway, everybody have their own karma to face their reality. Then same time, it was very fortunate when I went to Varanasi this time to visit, to get darshan of the Babaji place. The door was closed. Then I went. I was very happy. Door was closed. Then somebody asked, when this gentleman come to open? He'll come at 11 o'clock. We don't know when he comes. He said, I'm leaving tomorrow. He said, pray to the Babaji, pray to the Lord Master. They will open sometime if they are very happy. So I come after some time. I find that door was open. There is no one. There is one boy and the priest. Then the boy was say that I said to this boy, what you are doing? I'm here to just visit. I say, yeah, very nice. So we can take some photographs. I was so alone. I was so alone there. I was feel very free. There's no one, and the priest, and he was sitting in the praise, the Bengali. So I speak a little bit of my mother tongue. He was very happy. And I went there. So wherever I sit down, like freedom, so much freedom for me. I was sitting like, oh, this is Babaji nice. I never see that statue before. So I was in front of the Babaji, just taking some photographs, some video, like, but I did not actually upload in my media. I did not want it. So Facebook already I closed for last week, 3 weeks. I did not want any medias at all. So I stuff deactivated. So I want to go more inner way. So what happened? After that, just I want to leave that place. Then the priest said, oh, you need some prasad. I said, is there some prasad? Then I asked him, can I take one photograph? Then, of course, I took one photograph of him as sending the acharyas of the Kriya Yogas, because I want to know what I forget, what I know about Kriya Yogas. So I just revised, because a long time before, they don't have particular books and everything. So now they have a lot of things. They also revise some physical exercises, but not original Kriyas are there. And what I have been also taught you, and there is something need to be taught again to all of you. When the right time comes, you get more secrets when you reach personal and physical. So somehow, so it was a treat for me, a lot of blessings. Although physically, I never visited my Guru. And the president of the Bihar School of Yoga, when he came and talked with me 3 times near the Samadhi shrine of my grandmaster. And he knows me very well. He can't ignore me, because later he can get some punishment from my Guru. Because once my Guru said to give me some pair of cloth, he did not give me. He was ignore me when he was in Munger Bihar School of Yoga. So same day, my Guru called him. Why could not give the pair of cloth to me? He was so feel like offended. So here and now go to bring the cloth, give to Swami Samartha. I remember today, my Guru was so like stand like this. Because that I did not wear the Bihar School of, we have special kind of a uniform. I was putting the cloth like from Rishikesh. So my Gurus did not like it. He sometimes like that when I'm staying there, I must wear that kind of cloth. And when he asked me, son, do you have this cloth? I said, no, I'm free. So after that, and I remember today, that evening he Abhishek Lord Shiva, and same day they do Sri Vidyas, specific worship, they do special Abhishekam and there. And we do all Sundarlari Patham. It takes time. Brahman's 3 sutras, it's take longer times, and we stay in Vajrasanas. I remember today, he bring the orange cloth specific uniform, and they had my Guru hand over to me. And I remember next day, his name is Surya Prakash, Swami Surya Prakash. He called me and he gave me 3 pair of cloth more extra. Next day. And he said, now we go to Guruji and show him, you get some more prasadam. He said, no, it's okay. No, we have to go to the Guruji to do pranam. So I did pranam. I said, Guruji, I get more cloth and more prasadam. And thank you for blessings. I remember today. So this time when I went to Rikia, because they don't allow me, but 3 times he come with me and talk with me 3 times. I want to offer some prasadam. I want to Samadhi shrine to go. No, we have some discipline, so you can't go. You can't visit. I still have some prasadam. So let me to ask. Second time went. Something else? I said, just simple, I want to do prasad offering to the Samadhi shrine. So not possible. So he went 3 times. It was very fortunate for me. Then you have some problems, you have some difficulties, can I help you? I said, no, I don't have any problems. I don't have any difficulties. I simply came here to pranam in the Samadhi shrine. I already went to the Kamakhya. So my grandmaster, I know he loved the Kamakhya And due to his inspired deeds, his blessings, I went all the way to Kamakya. So I have some sindur, some kumkum, and some kind of prasad. Again, he said, we stand for 2 minutes now. But of course, he come after 5-10 minutes. Oh, I'm so sorry. I did not get the permissions. We have still the protocol in the world. We have protocol. The whole world is open. But we have the protocol, not allow anyone. I said, fine, I'm here. So in front of him, he's just watching me. And I do pranam on the ground of the main entrance of the Riksha. I do my pranam. I just touch the feet of the earth. I take some sands on my head. He said, don't do namaskar to us. I said, no, I'm doing namaskar to all of you and to Samadhi Shrine. And he remembered. And he said that, Munger also same protocol. I say, I'm also going to Munger. You see that possibly not get chance. I said, I don't get. This is my protocol. My protocol to visit Rikhya, the door of Guru. My protocol go to Munger. I said, this is my protocol. He was laughing and smiling. He said, my protocol. This is my tour of this Samarpan. It's a protocol. It's not a protocol of Karuna. It's not a protocol of Bihar School of Yoga. It's not a protocol of the Rikhya. He was smiling. We have a little bit of satsang. So I'm going to the Munger. And I went all the way to Munger. And I know they're not going to allow me. But same time, I'm touching the feet of again the door like Gurudwar. So when you go to Gurudwar, you always get blessed. So much blessings. And finally, I got the secrets of the Sri Vidyas today. I feel so blessed. So blessed. And the order of the Shankaracharya in purest form. Even I can't really put my words how much I'm blessed. Simply reach the door of Guru. Not even physical him, but I was determined to surrender. Because many people write many letters to Bihar School of Yoga. Many letters coming from Rikhya, many things there. But I want to be confident myself. Whatever I'm doing, I'm clean. By the grace of Master, by the grace of Shiva and Parasati, I was very much confident. Even I was promised to Shiva Puja, I will wait, I will go to the Bihar School of Yoga. I will go to the Rikhya. I promise her before select. Even they have the protocol today. I heard maybe they're going to open 2023. But I did everything. But I got the blessings of my Guru. Most of the time, it's very important, the grace of a Guru. And that I always was confident. Very beginning of my life, I was always blessed by the Acharyas, Gurus and Sadhus. Always. So anyway, I don't have so much words to put today in this Zoom to express. No words I have. In simplest format, way, I just use some few words. Let's see. Although I was lot of troubles, a lot of difficulties I've been passing through. Today I try to observe them and more silently. And when I observe silently, I feel sometimes out of difficulties, the tears, out of happiness also tears, that both are comes. When I think about the grace of my Guru, always have the tears. But still I tell them, I'll come back. I said, this is my trip of surrender. So I feel very blessed in front of the Bihar School of Yoga. I tell to evening, Swami Surya Prakash, so we have protocols. I'm very sorry. He will say that I'm very sorry. I said, don't need to be sorry. I'm a Samarpanam. I never have any problems. I come again and again, either physically or in subtlest form. I tell, and he was laughing. I'll come in subtlest form. And my Guru's reach will also in subtlest form. Don't worry. And we have nice discussions. I was very happy to meet the president of the Bihar Club here, the former president. Feel very blessed. So anyway, so this is the sharing with you, and we'll keep continuing. And Shiva Sutra, the 10, the 8, 9, 10, please read about it. If you have the chance, do some homework. The sutra number of Shiva Sutra, number 1, 2 until 10. So please, and I'll select more than 300 mantras of the Lalita Sahasram. If we wish to have personal approach, if in the future, if you want to do something about 10 Mahavidyas or the Sri Vidyas, so you can have personal approach. So I'll guide the final way, but what I have been walking now, but it must be clear, and I want to officially declare with you, I got the final secrets of the Sri Vidyas. Where I got, how I get, whom I get, that will never declare. And now, I don't know how many years will be. That will be not declared. It was kind of a sankalpa. The master, the acharya, the guru, given this vidyas. So thank you for today. So I can say that Ma Kamakya Dasam, and that the place of Sri Vidyas, and that the only Yonipitam. And I feel very blessed when I enter into, I feel so much vibrations. And same place, I send blessings to the Shiva Puja for her birthday. And it was very nice. At least she was respond me. Of course, that is, she was very busy, but she respond me. At least thanks is enough for me that. And when I enter into, I was feel so much vibration. I feel my mind doesn't work, nothing. At the Guru, I got the Sri Vidya. Also, enter into. Same Guru will never find out his body. He said, enter into, he just sit down there. He's like Samadhi. So it was very interesting. We have both have the very good Atma Bhava. It's called Tadatyam Bhava. How you are merged with that consciousness. Sometimes you have no words to explain this, not possible. But when they say, Acharya the Guru said about his experiences, then coming certain around and is related to our Guru Paramparas, especially Sivananda Paramparas. And very fortunate again. So anyway, thanks to all of you. And let pray today. Om Sankaram Sankaracharyam Kesavam Vadarayanam Sutramhasakritam Vande Bhagavanto Punaha Punaha Ishwara Gururatmete Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyamavad Vyapta Dehaya Siddhachina Murtaye Namaha. Please, wherever you are, mute your microphone and please chant the mantra Om Namah Shivaya at least for 11 times. Let dedicate these prayers to the Lord Shiva, to the unknown consciousness. Please chant yourself 11 times loudly wherever you are. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Shivaya. And let pray also Mahamrita mantra 3 times for the world peace and dedicate to the Lord Shiva, Trambakeshwara. Please chant yourself. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Yobandhanam Mritormushyamamritan. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Yobandhanam Mritormushyamamritan. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Yobandhanam Mritormushyamamritan. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So let's chant 5 times. Om Dum Durgaya Namah. 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 Hare Om. Lokaha samasta sukhina bhavantu. For 5 times, let's dedicate these prayers for the world peace and to the Divine Mother, Mother Amritandamayi. Lokaha samastaha sukhina bhavantu. 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 Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gangarubhyo Namaha. Om Ganganapataye Namaha. Om Aim Saraswate Namaha. Om Klim Kalikaye Namaha. Om Klim Bhadrakali Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Hare Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hare Om. Today, all our lessons, all our prayers, end of the day, dedicate to the Lord Shiva, the form of Aghora, the form of Rudra, the form of Mahakal, the Bhairava. Thanks to all.